Everybody, hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. If you're online, kindly let me know. If you're ready for tonight's session, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Let me know that you are ready. All right, I can see Esther here. Esther is online. You're welcome. Nice to have you here. Mama the Mama. Good evening. Okay, so before I bring you on board, let me just tell everyone about tonight's session. I don't know wherever you're watching from, if you are online, if you can see me, if you can hear me, kindly let me know. All right, let me check the chat button. If you are online, kindly let me know. Okay, I can see Dennis online. Good evening to you, Dennis, from LinkedIn. It's nice to have you here. Right, so tonight's session is a very interesting topic. Okay, so due to popular demands, people have been asking me to, about so many questions about relocating to the UK, what they need to do, the steps they need to take, what are the requirements, how they can go with their spouse. Um, Okay, so many questions about dependent, going as a dependent, and all other questions like that. And all other questions like that. So tonight, the questions, all your questions will be answered. And please, I wouldn't like you to, just when our guest for today is speaking and trying to explain things, I would just like us to calm down. And after the session, there will be room for a question and answer session where everybody gets to ask their questions about relocating to the UK and all of that. And if you have been following me for a while, you see that especially if you have subscribed to my newsletter, you see that I've shared a lot of tips on relocation, how to write your statement of purpose, CV, resume, and all of that. And I'm very sure that a lot of you have gotten values. In fact, I've been getting so many messages in my mails that people, they have been like, thank you for this newsletter. It's been helpful. I did this, I did that, and I got this, I got that. And I'm so happy to hear about your, feedback. It's so nice. It's all about giving values and helping people to get what they want, right? So tonight we're going to be talking about relocating to the UK from Nigeria and other part of the countries, wherever you're watching from. It's not only limited to Nigeria, but just based on the popular demand, the questions that a lot of people are asking, it's mostly from Nigeria. But if you're also from India, if you are from Canada, you are from USA, you are from South Africa, you are from Egypt, Philippines, whatever country that you're watching from, trust me, you're going to get much value also here, and you're going to learn about the details and the requirements that you need to relocate to the UK. All right, so tonight I'm inviting Mrs. Esther on board. She is in the UK with her spouse, yeah, and she has gone through the process and everything. So I decided to invite her to, maybe share her process, the requirements, and how you can do it yourself. Because a lot of people believe that they don't want to go through the stress, they don't want to start reaching out to people, and I totally get that. I understand that some people don't want to go through the stress, so they want to, they just some prefer to actually give it out, while some prefer to do it themselves. But today's tips is going to help you to do it yourself. And if you also need somebody to do it, well, Esther is going to be giving you that recommendation, but you need to ask, for yourself, right? But she's going to be giving you tips and steps on how you can do it yourself, relocating to the UK from Nigeria and other part of the country. Anyway, so before we continue and before I get Esther on board, I would encourage everyone that is watching this live session to please share the link with their friends, their family members, your siblings, people that you know that actually want to relocate to the UK. This is their moment. Tell them to tune in out, tell them to join, because it's about to be all values tonight, and it's going to be lit, right? So if you're watching from YouTube, kindly let me know that you're watching from YouTube. If you're watching from LinkedIn, let me know that you're watching from LinkedIn. If my voice is audible enough, kindly let me know that my voice is audible enough. I don't want to just keep speaking to myself. Kindly let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. And if you can see me, please let me know that you can see me and it's sharp, right? So I'll be waiting for more comments while I, invite Esther, to join me here, and then we start, right? I await your comments. I await your comments. All right, Esther, you can join us now. Thank you, Jemima Adewale. Thank you so much for the feedback. I am grateful for that. Yes, thank you. Jemima is watching from YouTube. Nice to have you here. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. So while I'm expecting Esther to join the program and start telling us a story, the requirements that we need, please, if you are online, let me know where you're watching from. I'd like to know where you're watching from so that we can touch your country. We can talk about your country. You never can tell. So let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching from Nigeria, let me know you're watching from Nigeria. If you're any part of the world that you are right now, let us know where you're watching from. And then I'll invite Esther to join me now. Thank you, Mrs. M.M. Moses. Thank you so much, Grace Obasade. Thank you. Nice to have you here. Watching from LinkedIn. My LinkedIn families are here, and I'm so glad to have them all here. All right, I'm expecting Esther to join us now. Esther, please send, can you just click on the link to join me, and let's just start. I think few people are online, so we can just kick start. And for everyone that wants to jack back, you're welcome. And please don't forget to share the link. Share it on your status. A lot of people need to be here. Okay, Success Drame. Sorry if I didn't get your surname, but nice to have you here. It's so nice to have you all here. Esther, please, if you're watching, kindly click on the link so that I can accept you and we just kickstart. We start the program. Please. You're welcome, everyone. Please, if you have more people that are watching online, kindly let me know. Just comment below that you are here. Let us know that you are here. And if you have any questions that you've been willing to ask for a long time, please write them down, or you can just just wait till that session. But if you know that you may forget, try to write your question down so that you don't forget. Today, a guest that has been there and has gone through the process, she's going to be sharing with us. She's a friend, she's a wife, she's a mother, and she's very intelligent, and trust me, to be super, super loaded, and you guys don't want to miss out. Okay, just give me some minutes. Sorry, just give me some minutes. All right, sorry guys, sorry. I think Esther is having issue with connections from our end. I'm so sorry. Okay, she's here, so let me just bring her in. All right, good evening, Madam the Madam.
Hello.
All right, good evening, Madam the
Of
Madam.
this.
Good evening, can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, sorry, I was the one that didn't accept you on time. I just checked it now. All right, so nice to have you here, Esther. It's a privilege. Thanks for heeding the call, and thanks for being open to sharing your journey with us and the requirements and everything. Okay, so just like we have discussed, there are a lot of people here that actually wants to know how they can relocate to the UK. A lot of people are finding it difficult, and they don't just know how to start. They don't know the requirements, and I know that a lot of people are here because I've been getting questions and all that on LinkedIn. And for those people that are watching, the name is Alabi Esther on LinkedIn. I would like you all to connect with her on LinkedIn. Connect with her right now. You can see the name attached to the link on LinkedIn. I actually tagged her name. All right, so I'll encourage you all to follow her, to connect with her, because after now, you can still reach out to her for some other questions, but I'm very sure that she's going to be telling us most of the things that we need tonight. All right, Esther, welcome once again. How is family? Hope you are doing great. And how is the weather over
Yeah,
there?
I'm very fine.
How is the weather
Good
over
evening,
there?
Oluwaseun.
All right.
Yeah,
How is our baby?
good evening. Sorry, I've been trying to join since. I think it was just some kind of
I
this.
understand, no problem.
So just let's go straight into the
All right.
business. My name is Esther Alabi, and I'm happy to be here tonight. I'm from Alabesta Enterprise, and we would be discussing so many things tonight. It is going to be do it yourself tips for relocating to the UK. And I'm happy because after tonight, it's not just going to be any kind of program or webinar or lecture you've attended for relocating to the UK. I'm sure that after tonight, you'll be confident to do it yourself, and then you will be happy that you attended tonight, because we are going to be breaking it down to every bit of the process. And as I go into the teaching, I would like you to jot down your question. You can drop it on the chat box as it comes to your mind. We'll be answering question at the end of the day. I want to quickly run over the things I'll be talking about tonight. It is the overview of relocating to the UK. One, why do you have to? If because I know if you are on this tonight, it is because you are contemplating relocating to the UK and not necessarily relocating to stay in the UK permanently. It it might just be for you to hand a degree or an experience of leaving your country to live in another place. Then the money you will be needing, this I'm sure everybody wants to hear about this the money you will be needing to relocate, because I'm sure you know you relocate, and I'll be relating this in naira. I'm sure you need money. Your knowledge of English for relocating, the documents you will be needing, then how to apply. Then also I will quickly, if time permits us, I will quickly be talking about your dependent, either your partner or your children. Then we talk about the kind of visa you can apply for. Um, I pray God help us to run through all of this in this little while. So, the first thing I said is, why do you think you need to relocate to the UK? The reasons for relocation to the UK is personal to everyone. Some people have to relocate to UK for this reason, for that reason. So I'm not sure I am in the best position to provide that answer to you. But that reason is the yeah, I want to say that reason is the reason why you would need to focus and pursue that goal of relocating to the UK. So I'll be talking majorly on study visa tonight, study route to relocating to the UK, and it is going to give you a world class study environment, and then you can match up with any world class environment of working. When you earn a degree from the UK, you can use it to work in any part of the world. And I can say this to you, and I mean it when I said it. So it is one thing that I think anyone that have a career goal would like to pursue, to get a degree from any learning institution in the UK, either online or offline. So this is a reason, cogent reason to want to relocate to the UK. Then your courses. Some people are somehow confused on which kind of course can I take if I want to relocate to the UK from the study route. It is, I would say that the Western world is kind of different from our world in back at home. You can spread your tentacles as far as you want to when you want to study abroad. You can do a course you did in your undergraduate. You can continue that as a master's degree, and then you can go on another lane that you have not even you can go on another lane, maybe that you have a work experience from, or that you have an interest in. You just must be able to show that you have the capacity to scale through in that course, and that is it. And it is quite easy because learning here is quite easy because you have good relationship with your lecturers, which, if you harness, will give you edge and will make you to succeed. Like, I thought before coming to the UK, I thought studying in the UK will be very simple and very cheap, where you might not even have to do so many stress before you get the mark, where you can. But when I got here, I saw that no, it's not that well before, because it was really different from what I was thinking. It was really different from what I was thinking, that if I could do it at home, public university, and then I can do this and that, if I get to the UK, I will. But when I came here, I saw that sincerely, when they tell you it's world class, you have to think about what it means to be a world class education that you're going to be getting. So if you are going to be badging a master's in any field, you will know that in fact you've really worked your ass out for that. So that's that about the course. I don't have a course to advise you to study. I cannot say this is the course you should study. And then for you to be able to, if you're still kind of confused, if you want to be able to match up with the market at the end of your study, you can go online to check in the place that you would like to stay after your course. You can go online to check courses that are mostly needed, occupations that are mostly needed, maybe in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Nigeria, Ghana, or anywhere that you have. That's one way to, because now let's say let's go techie. It's not everybody that can go techie. Say let's go and study information science, blah blah blah. It's not everybody that can go there. But there are a list of courses online. If you type it on Google now, you will see list of courses online that are highly needed. So you can also go ahead and study those kind of course, so that when you graduate, you have a better market value. So um I will be talking about the money you will need to relocate, but I want to put it maybe later. I want to discuss something else. That's your knowledge of English. I am sure this is not an issue for Nigerian students because we were taught in English language. If you studied in Nigeria before, this should not be an issue. But if not, you would need to take English tests to attest to the fact that you can speak and understand English, because you will be taught in English language when you come over to study in the UK. So you would need to be able to show that you have good knowledge of English language, which you can do IELTS, you can do TOEFL, and any other English language test. There are other ones that are not as hard as it seems for the other two that I mentioned. If you need clarification on that, also you can drop that on the this thing, or you just go online to check for English courses you can take to be able to come and study in the UK. You need a very good knowledge of English language to be able to study in the UK. If not, it will be very difficult. So let's quickly go to applications. One thing is that for you to be able to enter into the UK, you need to make applications. And I know that that is one thing that used to make people to be very scared and very afraid. You don't need to be scared. I tell you, you are more than able, you are more than capable. If I can do it, you can do it. You need to be, you submit applications. What do you need? What are the documents you need to submit applications to get admission into the universities in the UK? If it is a master's degree that you want to study, you would need your undergraduate certificate. Don't worry yourself too much if you did not get a first class, if you did not get a 2-1. There are schools that take even 2-2 and even third class for master's degree. You just need to find out which school these schools are and just apply. Give it a shot. You might be lucky to get an admission into the university. And then you would also need statement of purpose. The statement of purpose is what is telling your admission board why you think you're fit to be in this course or this department, or why you think you're fit to study this course at a master's level or at a BSc level. It is a statement that is selling you. You are giving yourself the opportunity to sell yourself. So you're placing a word on yourself. You are telling somebody that has not met you before about yourself, and then you are telling them the purpose, the reason why you want to study the course. It has to be done um efficiently, because that, in fact, you might have a first class. If you have a poor statement of purpose, you might still not get admission. So you need to get your statement of purpose. There are also lessons online to learn how to write a statement of purpose. If you have studied, another document you would be needing is you before I forget, I hope there is nobody on this call tonight without an international passport, because
Ah,
it will be because when people chat me up to say, hey, please, I'm even thinking of, I want to, can you please put me through? Then what can you advise? My first question is always, do you have an international passport? Because if you don't have an international passport, I will preach to you and employ you to go get one, because that's where the race starts from. Without an international passport, it is just basically um needless trying to travel abroad. So you will need your confirmation of acceptance of study. That's what is called CAS. Then you will need to provide a document for enough money to support you and anybody that is coming with you throughout your stay in school. You need to provide that. You need to also provide every other document that are needed. You go online, check for your school what are the documents that you need to what are the documents that you need to apply. You get it, or those are the basics. So there might be additions from this school, from this school there might be other additions and the likes. So um let's quickly go to how to apply. How to apply. If there are two, it has two legs. Application for study in the UK has two legs. You might apply for funded and you might apply for scholarship. So if you apply for funded funded admission, it means that you're saying that you're capable of financing yourself to go to the school, and then every other thing you will also be needing during the schooling. Then the other leg is for the scholarship application. There are so many scholarship applications that you can do online. You can go online to Google. There are scholarships that are exclusive to African students, Nigerian students. There are scholarship that is meant for every and anybody. So it depends on what you're looking at. It depends on what you're looking at. Then if you want to also do for you funding yourself to go to school, you can also look at that. That's on the other um leg. So the money you will be needing if you are the one sponsoring yourself, let's dive into that a bit. If you are the one sponsoring yourself, you will be needing some amount of money. I'll be relating this money in naira because I am more familiar with naira. Apologies for anybody that is not watching from naira. You can just convert it to you can convert
you can tell us the dollar equivalent if possible.
you can convert it to dollar. Okay, I can also relate in pounds, but I'm sorry I might not be able to relate
Pounds is okay. Yeah.
okay
Thank you.
with pounds. Okay, for you to be able to relocate, one, you need money for tuition, to pay the school fee. You need to have the money to pay for the school fee for the period of time that you will be in school. If it is a 1 year course, 1.5 year, there will be as it comes out with the admission, a particular amount of money that you are supposed to have. Sometimes £15,000, sometimes 18,000, or the likes. You have to have.
Sorry, sorry to cut in. Somebody is saying you should use naira. So maybe you are going to do naira and pounds.
o- Okay,
Sorry.
okay. So if I'm to if I, okay, so if that is the amount of money that you'll be needing for school fee, you also need to have money for housing. You also need to, which would be housing, transportation, and the likes. It could be between the range of 1,002 to 1,005 pounds per month. So you will need to do that calculation for the number of time or the number of months that you will be in the school. You need to have that money. So if you want to relate it to now, you can just like now, presently today now, naira, okay, naira to pounds is about 1,213. So if you multiply it by, say, if the admission, this is how the calculation is being done. If the admission is, say, 15,000 pounds, some schools may require you to pay 40% before coming into the UK, but you have to have the remaining in your account before coming into the UK. Some school may require you to pay 50% or 60%. Any amount that is required of you to pay before you come into the UK, all the amount, you have to have it in your account. Then you have to have money for housing. And if you're having dependent, you multiply that allowance. Your housing, your tuition fee now is different.
Okay.
Then your housing, transportation, and feeding allowance, it is going to be compact into about between 1,000 and 1,2 pounds monthly. So you need to have that money in your account for at least 6 months for you to be able to use that. You need to submit the evidence of having that amount in your account for you to be able to be granted CAS and even visa. So we will rush quickly to visa application. You see that money needed to relocate to the UK is not plenty money.
It's not plenty. It's plenty.
It's not so much money because we are rich now, we are rich people. So
I think okay.
yeah,
I wanted to talk about the pool of funds, but I know you get there, Sha.
yeah, I will definitely get there. That's the evidence that you need to show, and what that is what is called your proof of fund, your proof that you can fund yourself throughout your stay in school. That's proof of fund. It is just to prove that you can fund yourself throughout your stay in school, and then any other person that is depending on you for that particular period of time, if you're going with a spouse or not. So you need to be able to cater for all these people during your stay in school. Then um for your visa application, it has two legs. Visa application has two legs. The three major documents you need for your visa application, apart from every other document you've used for your admission, you will need to provide your proof of fund, which is this amount of money I say you have to have in your account for at least 28 days. Then you use it to apply for visa. Then you need to also um apply for IHS. That's the health insurance for the number of years that you'll be, or the number of months, or the period of time that you'll be staying in the UK, because God forbid any casualty, you'll be taken care of if you have your IHS intact. Then the visa application. You can go to um the government website to make your visa application. All these things are things that you can do by yourself, so that you will not somebody do it for you and then the person is making mistake or the likes. If you do it yourself, you're sure that you are on the right track. So um what else? I want to check my notes to see what else. Okay, I think that is it.
Okay, that is it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I hope you people are gathering your questions. What about those people that want to go and work in the UK? Do you have any idea on how they are going? If they are not going through the study routes, do you know about the working routes?
Mm,
People that want to work.
for working in the UK, you have to apply online. There are what's it called? There are websites in which you can apply. Then you will see if your employer is employing someone from outside the country, and if they are ready to sponsor that person to come into the UK. So you can apply for those kind of jobs. There are jobs that take people from outside the UK, and there are some that say, oh, this is somebody that is in the UK that we need. So you just go, you apply, and then you get it.
Okay, so another question I feel people do ask when it comes to the UK is the job that they can easily get. Like now, when you are studying in the UK, some people want a part-time job that they can easily see, just to do that they can do alongside their education. So, what are the easier jobs that you think that they can get? Because trust me, at least even though if they get proof of fund, they will have to be paying back small, small. So they will need to apply for part-time jobs.
To be able to get part-time job, it depends on individual. There are jobs that some people can do and some people cannot do the same job. Example, now we have the healthcare job, we have warehouse cleaning, different kind of job that some people will be able to do. Customer service, um receptionist, sales representatives, driver. It depends.
Okay, so that wait for that driving, do they need their Nigerian driving license? Because you can't just go to the UK and drive, or will they have to get another driving license in the
Yeah,
UK?
UK driving license.
Okay, okay. Please, if you have any questions, start dropping your questions before we round up. Okay, so I'm just asking questions that people do ask me when it comes to UK application. So if you have any questions, please ask now. Ask now, and make sure that you connect it. Alabi Esther on LinkedIn, and if you have any questions, she's available to answer your questions now. All right. So for the proof of funds, how does it work for people that are interested in getting proof of funds? I'm very sure that you have link to proof of funds. So how does it work? If somebody wants, maybe the person does not have enough money to put in his or her account, how does the proof of funds work?
Mm,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
yeah, private chat.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please? Hello, can you hear me? All right, guys, please let me know if you can hear me, or maybe it's my network, or maybe it's from Esther's side. Please, if you can hear me, kindly let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. Are people still online? Ask your questions now. Make sure you ask your questions now. Kindly ask your questions now before we call it a day. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask now as we are rounding up. Okay, so Esther just okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, if you have any question, kindly ask about UK application. Any question at all, make sure you ask now before we call it a day. All right. It seems everybody understood all that she explained. I was trying to ask her about the POF, but I don't know if she can hear what I was saying. All right. Okay. So in the absence of no questions, I think um, maybe this is where we are going to call it a day. All right. Can you hear me now, Esther? Of tonight, I think it's our network. I think it's our network. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of tonight's session, and I hope that you all got values. So if you have any question at all, you can send it to my mail. You'll find my mail under this video on YouTube, and for those that are on LinkedIn, you can just send me a DM, or you can send a message to Alabi as regards relocating to the UK. And yeah, one thing about Esther also is that she has a link for POF for those that are interested in getting proof of funds. She can. Okay, for me, made us a question. Yeah, but she's not. I don't know why. I really don't know why she's off now. Yeah, that question was actually sensitive. But that POF, I think this is how it works. For what I know about POF is that the bank borrows you some amount of money, and you at least you pay, I think, 30%, like down payment 30%, then you pay the remaining one small till you finish paying it. For some banks, some is 40%, some is 50%. So I really don't know much about the POF, but I'm very sure that we'll get to do another video about that, because I feel that a lot of people use POF. People that you see that just travel out, and you feel like, this person does not have money. How come? How did this person travel out? Most people are actually using POF. So it's not as if everybody has all the money in their account. People use POF, or if you have cousins or family members and borrow you that amount of money just to keep in your account, then it's really going to work for you. And another way people do it is that after getting the POF, because the truth is, once you get your POF, you can't spend that money. That money is just kept into your account, and then you pay back. You pay some amount, maybe 30% profit or something. You pay it back little by little to the bank, and after that years of you keeping it in your bank, in your account, you return it back to the bank. So POF, the banks, they actually give it out. That's if you have insider people that are actually working in the banks, they can actually help you with POF. Or Esther, I think she has a link for the POF if you need POF. But unfortunately, she's actually not online, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. She's a mother. Maybe her baby needs her attention. Maybe that's why she has to go offline. I really can't tell. But that's just POF for you. So if you have maybe someone that can actually borrow you that money, you can put it in your account. That's the easiest. You don't have to pay any profits. But if you don't have that, you don't have anyone that can actually help with funds, most especially in the economy that we have right now. You just have to go for the POF. And trust me, when you get there, you start doing part-time works and you pay back the money before you know it. Though it's not as easy as I'm saying it, but at least before you know it, everybody that goes to the UK, after a few months, years, everybody balanced and life moves on. But you can't expect it to be rosy at the start, most especially if you don't have all the money, right? So that is all about relocating to the UK through visa study. Anyway, I'm going to be inviting someone also who's going to be talking to us about the work route. And my next live session is for those that want to relocate to Canada. Yes, I'm actually talking to the lady. She's a mother too, so she's trying to create time and all that. But this one, she has understanding about both the work, the study, and all that. So you can just make sure you keep it up here. And as you watching this video, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel because you're going to get much more value. So how long does the English test take before it expires? I think they have expiry date. Like for IELTS now, IELTS is for 2 years. Every exam, if you read about them, they have their duration. So you can just check them out online. That's the test. IELTS I think is for 2 years for the academic one, and all of them they have their own limit. But yeah, another thing I know is that you can go to your school. For someone like me, I finished from University of Learning, and then when you go to the school, I think they can give you this evidence, this certificate of you understanding English and all that. Like I don't know what they call it, but most of my friends that have traveled out, they have that certificate. That's what they used before they travel out. You don't necessarily have to go through the test, but not all schools actually give that. But if your school give evidence of speaking English, you can just go there and get it. I think it's free. It's free in all schools. They're just going to give it to you. So it's more, you don't necessarily have to take tests like that. Most especially when it comes to UK. UK is not really hard like that. It's Canada that I know that you may need exams and IELTS, TOEFL, and it's NARIC. I don't understand. Andrew, I don't know what you mean by NARIC, but my school is not called NARIC. Yeah, it's not called NARIC. I've forgotten the name. So for USA, it's GRE. And now in USA, GRE is being waived for most schools. But the mistake people do is that they don't read requirements. Because for some courses you need GRE, but for some courses you don't need GRE. In fact, some courses they even provide scholarships, like assistantships and all that. But people don't read requirements. When they say somewhere like this place you need to do GRE, you have to go in depth because for every courses out there are specific requirements. For some courses, GRE and all these English has been waived, while for some others they will need it. See, they're going for courses like engineering and all that. You know, all those courses, all those ones may need English language and all that, or may need IELTS and all that. But for some courses, you may really not need it because in the requirements, like someone I'm actually working, like I have a few people that I'm actually putting through this thing now. And when I'm going to go and check some courses in the USA, we discover that GRE has been waived and there is assistantship. So the next thing they just need to do is just to send out a code mail to the professors and all that, and they are good to go. All right, so don't let me divert. You don't let me divert. Sorry, you don't let me divert from what we are talking about today. So it's more about relocation from Nigeria to UK. Oh, thank you, Andrew. He said NARIC is English proficiency certificate. Okay, thank you so much. And a letter from your school. Yeah, thank you so much. So Andrew just gave us the name. I think we all can check it out. Thank you so much. I think that's what Esther was unable to explain before she left. NARIC. Thank you so much. So everybody can check it out. Thanks for the contribution. Any other questions? I'm going to note all the questions down, and probably in my next live session or my next video, I'll try to explain all these things, and my next video is for those that are interested in traveling to Canada. So keep it locked here, and in the absence of no question, I think this is where I have to call it a day. All right, so thank you all for participating. If you have more questions or any other thing, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to drop my mail under this video for the YouTube watchers, and for those on LinkedIn, you can just send me a DM. And yes, I'm Oluwaseun Gabi Akinola, popularly called Coach Gabi. So the things that I do, I'm into CV writing, statement of purpose, application letter, visa application, and all that. And I also train people on LinkedIn optimization and personal development generally. All right, it's nice to have you guys here tonight, and I really appreciate you for taking your time to be here. God bless you. Have a wonderful interest. Bye.